Hey everybody, Davies Tallow here with a Freefall episode. Freefall where we talk about anything and everything music. Uh, nothing, anything specific, like breaking the album or stuff. That's what we cover on Rocky Mountain Rankings. Here we discuss new discoveries by me, new music by bands, well-known bands, whatever. And today I've got 5 new bands that I didn't know existed until the last few weeks. And apologies for not putting out videos like I should. But I tell you, it's been busy down at the shop. And who knew that getting bought out by a different company would involve so much remodeling and stuff, but it has. But it is what it is. But I did get, instead of working 6 days a week, I work 5 days a week, 2-day weekends. But it just, this remodel is wearing me out. Maybe 20 years ago when I was younger, I could handle it. But now, God, I come home at night and I just don't want to do anything. But anyway, enough of my problems. First band we're going to discuss today is a Swedish progressive metal group that initially formed in 2004, but became permanent in 2010. Band is called, I hope I pronounced this right, Soen, Soen. Original lineup consists of former Opeth drummer Martin Lopez, ex-Death, Testament, and Sadis bassist Steve DiGiorgio, Willow Tree vocalist Joel Ekoloff, and guitarist Joachim Platbarzis. Hope I pronounced that right. Not, apologies. Fantastic group. I mean, you like progressive metal, you love it. You'll love this group. The new album released this year is called Memorial, and one of the songs on it is called Hollowed, and it features an Italian singer. I hope I'm right on this. I've been trying to find out because on YouTube Music it says featuring Eliza, just featuring Eliza, and this Italian artist goes by just Eliza. Her name is Eliza Toffoli. She covers many genres, and sings mainly in English. Italian, like I said, beautiful singer. She adds to this song, Hollowed. It's just an awesome power ballad. I mean, first time I heard it caught my attention. The second time, it just grabbed me, and just every time I listen to it, it sends chills up and down my spine. This whole album does. This whole album is awesome. I've checked out some of their earlier stuff, and they've got 6 albums out. Concative, I'll pronounce it. Tellurian, like Kalia, Lotus, Imperial, and Memorial, the latest one. They've got one live album out that came out last year. It's called Atlantis. But the current members now is Martin Lopez on drums, Joel Ekoloff, On vocals, Lars Allund. Keyboards, guitars, Cody Lee Ford guitars, and Lesky. Why do they have to make these names so hard to pronounce? Apologies. Cobell on bass. But it just progressive metal at its best. It really is. So definitely check them out. Their earlier stuff, pretty much, the same as what's on the Memorial, though a little bit harder here and there. I haven't heard all of it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. So check out Soen. Okay, next band that's put out a new album this year. American rock band formed in Bloomington, Indiana in 2013 and is based in Los Angeles. When I saw this name, you know how you got those certain names that just reach out and just grab your attention right off, and you like, what the heck is this about? That's what I got when I seen this name. But like I said, they put out a new album. The band's called Frankie and the Witchfingers. So I saw that, and I'm like, I've got to check these guys out. I really do. Band is comprised of founding members Dylan Sizemore, vocals and rhythm guitar, Josh Manash, vocals, lead guitar, as well as Nikki Pickle, bass, and as of 2020, and Nick Aguilar on drums. Of course, they've had past members, but we won't go into that too much. They've got like 7 albums. And the recent one is Data Doom. If you like hard driving rock that's hinging on the threshold of metal, this is your band. Just awesome music. I mean, some people would look at the name and say, Frankie and the Wishfingers. It sounds like some weird pop group from the 1960s. It's not. It's not. It's just straightforward, hard driving rock and roll. You'll love it. Past albums, Sidewalk, 2013, self-titled LP in 2015, Heavy Rollers, 2016, Brain Telephone, 2017, Zam, 2019, Monsters Eating People, Eating Monsters, and of course, Data Doom. Looking forward to visiting all these albums. Kind of remind me a little bit of oh, good grief. Don't you love it when it's right there and then you forget what you're going to say? King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Kind of not fully, but has a little taste of that in there. on some of the songs. If you've ever heard King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, you'll know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. Uh, but really great American rock band. Uh, kind of like I said, mixed of 1960s King Gizzard and current stuff. So definitely check it out. That's Frankie and the Witchfingers. Started out 2013, still going strong. So check them out. Okay, this next band, um, again, put out a new album. Uh, it wasn't. I didn't get suspicious about this band nature until I started delving into its history. And why I got say suspicious, uh, I get kind of well when it says members and it only lists one member, and that member is Nate Garrett. Uh, this band started out in 2015 in an immediate wake of multi-instrumentalist and songwriter Nate Garrett's newfound sobriety. So it's basically a solo endeavor from him that eventually grew into a full touring band. But this band, who's based out of Austin, Texas, consists only of one member. Like I said, Nate Garrett, he does the vocals, guitar, bass, drums, piano, synthesizer. He has live members, Tom Draper on guitar, Sonny DiCarlo on bass, and Michael Renlio Lano. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing that. I do that a lot. On drums. Now, I know this is a current thing of bands or music being put out by supposed bands that are actually just one or two members. I hope this is not a trend. I hope this is not a thing that's going to last, because I'm of the old school. A band consists of at least three members or more. I'm sorry. I know there's bands from back in the day that only consisted of two people, maybe one. But a lot of the time it was like the Everly Brothers and so on. So I'm like, come on. If you are so worried, and this is what I'm talking, what I'm trying to say is, if you're so worried about people interfering with your musical vision, then maybe you should not be calling your band by a band name per se. Just come out and say, oh, hey, I'm Nate Garrett. This is my music. This is my support band. Or maybe call it Nate Garrett and Spirits Adrift. I don't know. But anyway, that aside, put out a new CD called Ghost at the Gallows. Fantastic. Just fantastic music. See if I can bring this up here. And when they go on Wikipedia and you can't click on the album find it here. I know it's on here. Good grief. It disappeared on me. There it is. Okay, yeah, you go into YouTube Music to Spirit Adrift, and it has 4 guys in the picture. So, there we go. Like I say, it starts out with Give Her to the River. Fantastic. And Barn Burner. Just, if you like in your face American heavy metal, this is for you. I mean, it's just hard driving metal. I mean, it grabs you. Let me put it that way. It will grab you. Death Won't Stop Me, I think, is one of my favorites. I Shall Return, Siren of the South, title track, These Two Hands. Just awesome heavy metal. Definitely worth checking it out. So give it a chance, please. So anyway, let me get out of this. Okay, now we're on to other new discoveries here of older bands. Okay, if you like progressive rock, this band is for you. It's not progressive metal, it's progressive rock. Band is called, again, the name grabbed me when I saw it, called Fruupp. Fruupp. Yeah, Fruupp. Formed in 1971, and they lasted until 1976. Consisted of Vince McCaster. Let's see here. Yeah, Vince McCaster on guitar vocals. Peter Farrelly on bass, guitar and lead vocals. Matt Foy on drums. Stephen Houston on keyboards and oboe and vocals. And John Mason, who took over keyboards in '75 and was there until the band parted ways. If you like a mixture of, yes, King Crimson and other things, this band's for you. I haven't heard their whole discography yet. I've heard their debut, Future Legends, came out October 5th, 1973. It's just awesome. I mean, you like orchestral, if you like acoustics, all that, I mean, it's just awesome music. Starts out with the title track, Future Legends, goes into Decision, which is awesome. Future Legend is orchestral, beautiful opening. A Day Breaks with Dawn, Graveyard, Epistle. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. A hard time pronouncing these words. Lord of the Incubus, Old Time Future, Song for a Thought, and then ends with Future Legends. You can also get, if you can find this, a remastered version with a bonus track called On a Clear Day, which I believe was recorded with a Irish band, youth band during their tour to promote this album. So anyway, great group. Goes to Seven Secrets, The Prince of Heaven's Eyes, and see, The Dawn of Seven Secrets was, oh yeah, Seven Secrets is an EP. Okay. And Prince of Heaven's Eyes and Modern Masquerades. Then they put out a anthology. It's all up now in 2016. Great music, great group. Too bad they didn't last longer, but some of the best groups didn't last very long. Of course, you're thinking, well, Davies, they're so great. Why'd they last longer? Well, good question. Maybe they just putting out music that just wasn't right for the moment. But I've been discovering a lot of these groups that didn't, lasted maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 albums and then disappeared. Just marvelous music. And these bands probably really appreciate knowing that, hey, it didn't work back then, but it's working now. Hey, and a lot of times they come back, So anyway, check them out. Fruupp went from 1971 to 1976. So on to the last group I discovered. Okay. This next group is English heavy metal band from Stourbridge. And they were part of the new wave of British heavy metal. A little bit of doom metal here, doom metal influence on doom metal, major influence on doom metal. Let's put it that way. I'll get it right. And I do hear that. Probably influence of maybe Celtic Frost, such bands like that. But the band, again, another name that grabbed my attention, Witchfinder General. Formed in 1979 by Zeb Parks and Phil Cope. And they, in turn, were influenced strongly by bands like Black Sabbath and then of course, they've been described as pioneers of doom metal. How many bands over the years have been described that way of pioneers of doom metal, pioneers of this metal? Quite a few. And here I can see it. Unfortunately, like Fruupp, they didn't last very long. They disbanded in 1984 amidst reported controversy of their sexually explicit album covers. And like I said, they got 3 albums. First one called, 3 albums, full albums, and 1 EP. The first one was an EP, came out in 82, called Soviet Invasion, which is fantastic. the first full first full album, Death Penalty, came out in '82, released September of '82, and this is the one that caused a little bit of controversy because it's got a nude model, Joanne Latham, who appears topless on the album cover, along with a couple of band members and one of their crew. And from what I understand, it's not so much the picture, but where it was taken. And it was taken in the yard of St. Mary the Blessed Virgin Church in Staffordshire without the permission of the local reverend. And basically, it comes down to if somebody was to come into your where you live or your place of business, and do a photo shoot, especially one that involved nudity, I'm sure some people would get upset. Of course, there's those people out there, I'm sure, right now going, well, what's the big deal? Sure, she's topless. Personally, I don't see any reason why she should have been topless in the first place, except for grabbing people's attention. Oh, check this out, man, baby. It's got somebody topless on it. Let's buy this album. Check it out. It's got some beautiful woman on there, topless. It must be worth something. That's the only reason why you would want to do that. I think they could have done it in better taste and not cause such a big controversy if she would have kept her top on. But what's done is done. Of course, they probably would have still got in trouble with the local reverend. Who knows? But anyway, Death Penalty, the album. The next one, Friends of Hell. Again, we got some models. On the front, on the cover, though this time they're not topless. This time. This one I have not heard yet. I've heard Soviet Invasion, part of Death Penalty. Awesome. Like I said, again, when they say Pugurus is a doom metal, yes. Just hard driving heavy metal. Early 80s. I mean, and now, but the Soviet Invasion and Death Penalty, probably not dated. I haven't heard Friends of Hell yet. They did regroup in 2008. Phil Cope bought the band out with Dermot Redmond, Rod Hawks, and Gary Martin on vocals. This one I haven't heard yet, but genre says doom metal, so looking forward to checking that one out. Unfortunately, they came out or put the album out, and that was it. So anyway, that's my new finds for so far this year. Come across some others that didn't really grab me all that much, but anyway, maybe down the road they'll report on them. So anyway, hope your day, your week goes great. Uh, Looking forward to the 12th. Me and my sister are going to the Utah State Fair, and we're going to see the Steve Miller Band. This will be my first time seeing Steve Miller live. Not a big fan of Steve Miller, but I do love his music. I do have some of his albums. I really like his older stuff. Not too keen on the more current stuff. He hasn't put out an album for quite a while. But anyway, looking forward to that, getting out and doing something. So anyway, if you're watching, you're going to be there at the Steve Miller Band. Look for me. I'll be down on the floor, rocking out. So anyway, have a good week, and please, I know not the most charismatic person in the world, but I try. That's all we can do in this world is try. Do our best. Please subscribe, like the video, hit the notification bell, and leave your own thoughts about Soen, Frankie and the Witchfingers, Spirit Adrift, Fruupp, and Witchfinder General. Frankie and the Witchfingers, and too bad Witchfinder General is no longer. They get to go with Frankie the Witchfingers and call it the Witch Tour. Witch Tour. So anyway, have a good week, and we'll see you when we see you.